108 points for our champions of the 2012 Nike Cross National, Arcadia Cross Country.
Describe Coach O'Brien in one word.
Inspirational.
Caring.
Driven. Visionary.
Passionate.
Father. Leader.
Pioneer.
Arcadia, a city located in the heart of the San Gabriel Valley. It is a city that prides itself on excellence. The past decade of the school's legacy has been defined by the unparalleled success of its boys cross-country program. Led by Coach Jim O'Brien, the team has won 2 national championships, a feat never before achieved by a boys high school cross-country team. On June 17th, boys cross-country coach James O'Brien was terminated from his head coaching duties.
So why do you think you got fired?
Well, I can speculate as to the reasons why I got fired. I'm not sure I've ever gotten a clear and definitive answer to that question.
The first reason he was given was that the school simply wanted to go in a different direction.
We are going in a different direction. The different direction is Coach O'Brien will not be interacting directly with students on the cross-country program in Arcadia.
After pressure from the community, O'Brien was given an official explanation.
The specific reason that he gave me was because I vandalized the school locker room by painting X's on lockers.
Lockers that were broken and had people stealing items from other kids. In an attempt to save both his kids and the school from potential liability issues, O'Brien painted X's on broken lockers to let kids know what lockers to use or not to use. Even stranger, the school replaced every locker in the locker room with brand new lockers except for the cross-country lockers. There has been speculation by many that the firing was not professional, but personal.
When I had that grievance shoved across that reprimand shoved across the desk, and it was told to me that we weren't here to discuss anything, this is going in your file, I took a good hard look at it with my 2 ATA representatives, and we thought, this is insane. There's no way that I violated anything. And I had to fight it. I filed a grievance, which was within my right, against the school district, against Dr. Joel Shawn. I won the grievance, and I think there's been a personal vendetta by these fellas, Van Osdale and Shawn, since that day.
What's even more disturbing than Coach O'Brien's abrupt termination was how the Arcadia Unified School District handled things. The decision to fire O'Brien was made by Superintendent Dr. Joel Shawn. And on Monday, June 24th, the school called a meeting for all cross-country parents and students. At the time, O'Brien was not yet given an explanation, and during the meeting, people demanded answers as to why O'Brien was fired.
So can you just explain what was the reasons why? I'm not going to say anything more about that.
What is so secretive about that part?
Then supporters demanded to know why even Coach O'Brien did not know the reason for his termination.
Say to us, okay, that's fine, but you didn't even tell Coach O'Brien.
That's what Coach O'Brien said.
As the superintendent tried to insinuate that Coach O'Brien was a liar, he was quickly proven wrong.
I have something to say. I'm Coach O'Brien's daughter, and I usually don't get involved in this stuff. I think my mom and I know what happens behind the scenes better than any of them. My dad does not know the reason why he was fired, and he said that earlier, and I feel that was a lie.
Furthermore, Dr. Joel Shawn has tried to ruin Coach O'Brien, telling him he cannot be an assistant coach.
If he can be a head coach, why can't he be an assistant coach?
Answer it, please.
I'm not going to answer that.
Later on, Shawn then offered Coach O'Brien a paid consultant job with only one catch. O'Brien would have to stop all interaction with cross-country athletes, effectively cutting off the one great passion of Coach O'Brien. That means Coach O'Brien will be allowed to interact with any student in Arcadia, except for the 2% of the student body that are in cross-country. As the meeting dragged on, the superintendent was clearly irritated.
This irritates you. Why?
Why does this kind of energy that we're...
I'm not irritated.
And his refusal to hear the voice of the concerned parents, students, and citizens.
But I have to say that we can go back and talk about it, and we can think about it, and we very likely will reach the same decision.
Wasted everyone's time.
Especially to get this meeting over. You just tell us what the reason was.
I can't.
The purpose of this meeting is to hear our voice, our students' voice, and have a collaborative effort to solve the problem.
And greatly disturbed everyone in the crowd.
I don't think everybody is up here today to get disrespected for an hour, to have Dr. Sean just shrug us and say, I don't know, and I don't care, and I don't want to hear, I'll listen to you guys, but I'm not going to tell you why we fight.
I only be here, not more than not. All I see is defending your position, not even move the decision. And don't patronize us.
No matter how poorly the school may act towards its students, there is one man who always acted beyond the call of duty for the sake of his students. Throughout his career, Coach James O'Brien has touched and changed so many lives.
It's rare that a man comes along with the motivation skills that he has, the way that he can get these kids to do what he needs them to do to get to where they need to get in this program. It's not easy to do. It takes a tremendous amount of energy and a gift.
He announced and made an award for one of the kids that he was like the most the guy who was the most determined for the race or something. I'm sure he made it up, and he awarded this kid who normally wouldn't receive any medals or anything because he wasn't the fastest, but he made sure he made that kid feel really special.
And he's a national championship coach, but see, for me, that's secondary, because what he always says is, he tells me, Mike, there are no throwaways on this team.
Coach O'Brien, in his own words, has said, I will take all the leftovers from the sports programs of Arcadia High. He says, I don't get the basketball players, the football players, the soccer players. I get the kids that are not athletes, and I turn them into athletes.
And he will go out of his way to make every kid feel special.
That man single-handedly pretty much brought me out of my inferiority complex and my depression, which I am diagnosed with. And pretty much, I wouldn't be speaking to you right now if he hadn't.
I have to tell you, you don't know how many kids in the team came from special ed.
Because if I'm not here for the kids, then I don't belong here.
And I approached Coach O'Brien and I said, you want to take the challenge. My kids may be more accident prone. He take my child. I cannot thank him more.
He taught me that everyone on this team has something to offer to the team.
I never had a dad to, like, I don't know, teach me how to be a man.
I'm not going to be the fastest runner. I'm never going to be a champion athlete. I weigh 190 pounds, or 36 size, yeah, but I'll be able to run 10 miles. Coach Brian, because of what he invested in me, taught me, as well as everyone here, that there was something. How to stand up to bullies. That you mean something to someone. That's unacceptable to take with someone that's taught that technique.
I don't know, I can talk to him about things.
Yeah.
Personal things, and he gives me his opinion.
It's just been a positive influence on Brandon's life, and I could just see that from the outset.
I love his way of coaching, that's why I'm sticking with him. I love his personality.
Honestly, I was touched by it. Like, everybody right here is just the same thing.
How he's like caring about us, and how he's like your friend and your mentor and teacher.
Like, just what, like, advice or not advice, just please just reconsider it for like just 1 second and just put in your mind that it's for our benefit.
Jim was very emphatic. He said, I do feel Charlie can run at the collegiate level. I was stunned. And I'm not playing this up, because that came out of nowhere. that just blew me away because he wasn't BSing. He honestly felt that way.
Katrina has just finished her sophomore year at the University of Colorado. She's on a 5-year scholarship with everything paid. Katrina would not have stood a chance of being where she is today if it hadn't been for Coach O'Brien. He fought and fought and fought to be able to train the girls along with the boys.
Everyone here thought they weren't really worth something on the team. You made them feel it sometimes, and these pull aside plenty of time during workouts, repeats, and say, hey, you just gotta work a little bit harder to get there. It makes them good about themselves.
You know, even if you took all the championships away, all the titles, trophies, Coach would still be the same guy. And that says a lot about character.
Just like how Coach O'Brien has always fought for his kids, it is our turn to fight for him. And the battle has already begun. We refuse to stay silent. We will not stop. Too often do bureaucrats like Dr. jwchews act as if they have unchecked authority. Too often do members of the community get ignored because their voices seem punitive in the eyes of such bureaucrats. Too often do we allow people in authority to bully us around. We will do whatever we can to make our voices heard, even if it means recalling elected officials that rubber stamp every decision made by the superintendent. We will not allow a man who has touched so many lives to be so easily disregarded in the eyes of the school administration. But the battle is far from over. In times of distress, there are those who rise up to meet the challenges of their era, and there are those who fall silent. Will the future of Arcadia schools look upon our generation in search of heroes and say that in our time there were few? They will not, because in our time there was you. The bureaucratic forces that stand against the very principles of excellence and integrity that define our community of homes must know that the people will not stand by while a beloved leader, a father figure, is cut down for political gain. On July 23rd, the Arcadia Unified School District will decide the fate of this man. So how can you help? You can email the board members telling them you want Coach O'Brien back as the head coach. More importantly, tell them you want a vote at the next board meeting on whether to reinstate Coach O'Brien or not. Finally, all of our work will culminate on one night, July 23rd, 2013, the night of the school board meeting. It will be held at the Performing Arts Center at Arcadia High. We are calling this night Storm the Board. On July 23rd, we need you to help us pack the stands. The politicians running the school need to understand that we are the community and we will not be silenced. Bring everyone you know to this meeting. In times when voices can be easily silenced by bureaucrats, it is our night to storm the board. Will you stand among your brethren in defense of justice, principle, and the fate of our schools? Let us silence those who would say that when it came to heroes, in our time, there were few. Because in our time, there was you.